Hey everybody, John from Movie Bundles here, and today I'm going to be doing a short little review on Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle. Of course, done a written review, but you know I want to do a little audio version as well, and why not, eh? But I digress. I mean, it's been nearly 22 years since the original Jumanji film release, of course, back in 1996, starring the late great Robin Williams as Alan Parrish. I vividly remember watching Alan Parrish popping out of that ridiculous looking board game with his bushy wild beard and having a brush with a tiger and locking himself in the toilet and stuff like that and shaving. And although it wasn't the greatest film in the world by any means, it certainly had its charm, and as a child I thoroughly enjoyed watching the original Jumanji. Now you fast forward nigh on 20 years, as I said, and clearly somebody at Sony has had a bit of a brainstorm and decided, you know what, we're going to do a remake of Jumanji, and that's exactly what we've got. And I've got to be honest with you, as I touched upon previously on the podcast, I wasn't anticipating this release by any means. I came to the conclusion really via a combination of not another reboot, because of course it's been a very regular thing in Hollywood in the last few years or so, the lack of originality if you'd like, and then also an apprehension I guess at perhaps I'm destroying the good memories of the original film from '96. But you know what, I'm pleased to see you can throw all of that nonsense out of the window, because it was a very good film. It's actually not a reboot, so that's one fear allayed right away. It appears to carry on in the same universe as the 1996 original, but this time it's a teenager by the name of Alex who's sucked into the board game. In 1996 he stumbles across the board game on the beach, and yeah, he gets sucked in and disappears for nigh on 20 odd years, and they fast forward on to the present, and much like Parrish before him, there's a lot of mystery around what happened to the child. His house is kind of went down in ruin, and his father's a little bit distraught and strange, and the focus then jumps into that of Spencer, a rather awkward teenager, played by Alex Wolff, as he does homework for his kind of a estranged shit of a friend, Fridge, played by Sir Darius Blaine, and of course he gets caught doing this homework for his friend, and this lands him in detention, and then joined in detention after a short little sequence at the school by two other girls, Bethany, played by Madison Eisman, and Martha, played by Morgan Turner. And almost inevitably they stumble on the Jumanji video game, and the four of them decide, you know what, screw detention, we're going to have a little short game of this. And this really ends with them picking the 4 different characters, and are subsequently sucked into the game as well. Once we've got all that cliched boring stuff out of the way, it takes us into a place the original never let us see the actual world within the Jumanji game, in which of course Alan Parrish was trapped all those years ago, and Alex has been trapped in this one. And it immediately transforms our 4 teenage protagonists, who are fairly boring, wouldn't be able to lead a film like this for very long, into completely different people. They become the living embodiment of the game avatars they picked. Spencer turns into Dwayne Johnson, he's tripled in size. Fridge shrinks by almost the same amount, played by Kevin Hart. And Bethany is turned into Jack Black, a middle-aged man. She's went from a beautiful blonde, quite obsessed with her looks and iPhones, to being a fat middle-aged man. And finally Martha turns into Karen Gillan, and is kind of a fiery, red-headed take on Lara Croft. This causes much consternation, as you'd expect, and this is a really nice aspect of the film which I really enjoyed. I thought it was quite unique the way they'd done it, and off the top of my head I can't recall them doing this in any other film. Certainly they did it in Red Dwarf, and I loved that episode of Red Dwarf, and it really flipped things about and changed the dynamics of the group, and it was an interesting concept to put into place. And after this, the quartet face the mission they're put in the game to complete. It introduces all the interesting mechanics of the game, so resurrounding, respawning, them getting sucked up into the air and falling back down and stuff like that. Characters' strengths and weaknesses are all laid out, and there's a nice little graphic with the game's mechanics and stuff popping up on the screen. And that's really the general gist of the film's plot, at least superficially anyway. They have to find a gem, get to the top of this massive lion-shaped rock, and shout out Jumanji. But underneath it's kind of a story about working together as a team, finding out who you are as a person, and really developing into an adult. I thought the leading quartet were all very good in this film. Incidentally, I thought really well acted for the most part. I really struggled to pick a definitive favourite, but I think Jack Black just about wins in that category. I thought he was incredible. The way he took on the personality of a teenage girl was quite frankly phenomenal. He really imbued the film with a lot of comedic moments. Dwayne Johnson was fantastic alongside Kevin Hart again. Those two seem to have a great chemistry together. But although there was a slight fragility to him that we're not used to seeing in a Dwayne Johnson action sort of a character. Karen Gillan was brilliant as well. She kind of played an awkward, shy schoolgirl and managed to really develop her character and push her on throughout the story. If I was to have one criticism of this film though, then I would say it was probably the distinct lack of threat throughout. There was an antagonist in there, but he was that banal and beige that I really can't even remember his name. They left very little impact on me, and this lack of threat really carried throughout the film and really permeates the story. I mean, for instance, Bethany sacrifices her life to save Alex, who they stumble upon at one point in the film, and he joins the group. But this really falls by the wayside, and it doesn't have the emotional impact you would want it to have, because you never at any point feel they're under threat or that they're going to die. And indeed, they're all whittled down to one life. They've got three by the end, but it's very James Bond-esque. You just know that none of them are going to die. It's not that type of film, and that's okay. Speaking of endings, this one was pretty much an identikit, sort of an action happily ever after ending. There's something of a showdown with elephants involved and snakes and stuff, but they manage to get to the top of the mountain, place the gem in the eye, scream Jumanji, and then they all go back to the present day. And even Alex is returned to 1996, doesn't miss a single day. Kind of causes an alternate reality shift akin to that of Back to the Future. And he pops back up in the present day with a child and a family, speaks to the rest of them, and then goes off on his little way. And Spencer ends up getting together with Martha, so that was good in a way. Now, I know that sounds kind of hypercritical of me. I says I really enjoyed the film and then I'm criticising these elements, but really, the film as a whole, I thought the visuals were outstanding. The characters were very well fleshed out for the most part, certainly for this type of film. I felt they had very good chemistry together, and the humour was, for the most part, very well handled, and the action was excellent. It was a stereotypical popcorn flick for me, and it flew in. I think it was about 2 hours long, and I thoroughly enjoyed every moment of it, and I have zero hesitation in recommending this to anybody that's interested, and I'll be giving it a 3.5 out of 5. Remember guys, if you're enjoying the content we're putting out, then be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and iTunes, and give us a little follow on Facebook at Movie Burner Entertainment and on Twitter at Movie Burners. You can also catch up with all the latest reviews we're putting out at the Movie Burner blog on movieburnerentertainment.org. Until the next time, goodbye.